This is the Hull London Study Centre. We're launching today with our first 3 programs, postgraduate taught master's programs in business management, supply chain and logistics, and digital marketing and advertising. This is a new centre. We're focused on creating for you the best, the most superlative teaching experience we can. There's a very strong focus on employability and professional networking, professional links at what we do.
Our centre is right in the heart of London at the centre of student life in the city, and we look forward to welcoming you to study here.
Students joining us from Pakistan, India, Nigeria, Angola, Bangladesh. So come and join us here right in the heart of London and take part in our programs.
Okay, so welcome, hello everyone, good day and welcome to another live session brought to you by EN Global Education Limited. Thank you for joining our live today. And today we do have we're very happy to have like Mr. Wahidur Rahman, Student Recruitment Manager, Cambridge Education Group, Bangladesh. So welcome Mr. Wahidur Rahman. How's life and how's everything?
Thank you so much, Mr. Atul. Everything so far so good, Alhamdulillah. We have just finished our January intake. We are enrolling the students in the campuses, and we are looking forward to enroll new students, new faces in the next upcoming intakes, which is in May and September.
Okay, all right. So before going to the main session, I would like to introduce about something about my company, like in Global Education Limited, like what we are doing, what usually doing for the students and everything. So before I started the live session, let me briefly introduce EN Global Education Limited. Like EN Global Education Limited is a trusted student consultancy firm in Bangladesh, and our head office in Dhaka. On the other hand, we do have branch offices in Sylhet, Maulavijbajar. We also have the international branch offices like in Nigeria, Ghana, India, Pakistan, and many more to come in Dubai and other destinations as well. And basically, we help students with like university and course selection, application process, visa guidance, and other support and facilities. So if you want, we can start our main session, like question and answer session about Aston and Hull London. Basically, we know that Cambridge Education Group working with University of Aston, London, and Hull London. So if you want, then I can start my session. Like, yeah.
Yeah, sure. Let's get into it.
Okay, sure. So at first, I want to know a little bit about the university background, like which university you guys are working on and what sort of thing. Yeah.
All right, great. So hello everyone again. So basically, University of Hull is one of the oldest universities in the UK. So it was established in 1927, 14th oldest university to be specific. And we are running our 5 programs at London centers. So at the right heart of London, you can study those master's programs. At the moment, we are offering a master's program in the University of Hull London campus. So 5 master's programs that we are offering at Hull London. Most of the programs are business programs. 2 programs are in a different field. One is healthcare leadership. Another one is AI, MSc in AI and data science. And rest of the business programs are MSc in digital marketing management, digital marketing and advertising management, then business management, then logistics and supply chain management, and the 2 that I have mentioned is MSc in healthcare leadership and MSc in AI and data science. These are the programs that we are offering at Hull London Center. And talking about Aston, we do take care of the Aston University as well. So it's another ranked university in the UK, mostly known as a business school. So most of the business programs are being awarded and recognized globally. So we do have a couple of business subjects in masters, and also some IT subjects like computer science and data science, which are also popular in the market. We do offer a very significant amount of scholarships in Aston, London, I would say. So up to £8,500 of scholarship opportunities for the students. And in Hull, we are offering up to £3,000 of scholarship for the students. So both the campuses are located in the right center of London. So it's in zone and zone 1 and 2 in between these places. So one is at Hull is at 99 Gower Street, and Aston's location is 200 Aldersgate Street.
Or so those, especially those students who wanted to go London, especially these are very convenient for them, like very, very good place, location and everything, right? Okay, so which courses subject already you have covered, I think, like what about the tuition fees ranges for the students, especially for Bangladeshi student?
Yeah, so our tuition fees are basically for Hull. Let me just mention one by one. So for
Sure.
Hull, the tuition fee ranges between 17,000 to 18,000. So most of the programs, like 5 programs that I've mentioned, 4 of them are in 17,000 bracket, and only one program which is a little bit of higher in price bracket, that it's AI and data science, so which is costing around 18,000 pounds. But the good thing is we are offering an entrance scholarship of £2,000, so the actual course fee comes down to £15,000 for the students who are applying to Hull London. And for Aston London, the course fees ranges in between 23,500 to £24,000, so which seems a bit high, but then again we are offering a good amount of scholarship, which is up to £8,500, right? So after scholarship, the course fee comes down to £15,500. Any subject the student wants to study, they'll have to pay just £15,500, and the registration fee, which is around £350. So I would say if you are comparing in between these two campuses, one is Hull London and Aston London, your budget should be around like £15,000 to £15,500.
All right. So, could you please say about something like English language requirement? What sort of tests they're accepting from the Bangladesh, especially?
Okay, so for Bangladesh, at the moment, we are quite flexible, considering when the Bangladesh is being like have been observant by the UKVI and other bodies, but still we are being flexible regarding the entry requirements and also English requirements. So for Hull, it is going to be like 6, no less than 5.5. Just in AI and data science, as it is a little bit of sophisticated subject. So in AI and data science, we require 6.5, no less than 6. But apart from that, any other program in Hull, you can apply with 6, no less than 5.5. And moreover, Hull is accepting all other English tests as well. So that's another flexibility that Hull is offering. So apart from Duolingo, any other test that student can like submit, we are good to accept that profile. Okay. Not getting into all the details about what are the requirements.
So most of the students nowadays, yeah. Okay. So most of the students now are intending for Kaplan test, as I discussed yesterday, maybe over the phone call, right? One of the students, yeah. So I think for the Kaplan test, only center-based test is accepted for Aston. So
For
most of the
Aston,
students,
but
like
for Hull,
they are trying digital, yeah,
yeah. For Hull, there is
yeah.
another flexibility, because Hull is not accepting Duolingo,
Okay.
so Hull is okay to accept any form of other tests. Like if they are applying with online test or offline or center-based test, then they can go for Hull, apart from Duolingo. But for Aston, it is a little bit of strict regarding the English tests. So for Aston London, if they are willing to apply, then they'll have to present center-based test results. Only OIETC digital is accepted, and Duolingo, which is online. Apart from that, any other tests, you need to submit center-based.
Yeah, absolutely. So what's the minimum entry requirement, like for you postgraduate pro?
Okay,
Yeah.
so for the master's students, they need to have that's also very, very minimum that I would say most of the student can afford that. Like it is for Hull, it is 2.5, and for Aston, it is 2.6. So which is also almost similar, but in percentage, if you convert, because in some of the institutions in Bangladesh, their percentage conversion is different, right? For North-South University and other universities, their CGPA conversion rate is like in percentage it is higher. So if the transcript is like converted into more than 60%, then we are good to accept in Hull, and 65% for Aston. So any students coming with a percentage of 60 to 65%, we can accept those students.
So in terms of medium of instruction, is there any other requirements for the students like from
Yeah, medium of instruction
reputed
is
universities or
also,
yeah?
yeah, medium of instruction is also there. So a lot of flexibilities, right? If you're coming from particular universities, like for Hull, there are 14 odd universities. Like we have a list of universities from where we are accepting those MOIs for Hull. But if someone is coming not from those universities, then you can still go for Aston with the MOI, but you need to have English grade A in HSC, right? So any students from any UGC approved university submitting their MOI with an HSC English A, we can accept that. So they need to have a A in their HSC English subject. Okay, so that's the only condition for Aston. And for Hull, the MOIs are limited to those 14 universities that we have that are in the website, that anyone can just have a look in the website. With just only one condition, that is MOI cannot exceed more than 5 years for Hull, right? But if it is for Aston, there is no like time bound for the MOI expiration. But for Hull, it need to be within 5 years.
So if anyone come from like he or she did his bachelor degree 15 years back and he has English 4 in HSC, then he can apply for Aston with
Yeah,
his old
theoretically
boy
and
like 15
academically,
years.
there is no
Yeah.
barrier for Aston. But then
Okay.
again, we would definitely like trust your best judgment, because UKVA is going to ask question on that, right? So it's not just we are giving the offer letter. There are a couple of more stages to be completing,
Yeah,
right? So
absolutely,
a student
absolutely.
with a huge amount of gap, and then they're planning for a master's, that's something that UKVA might want to know why they are planning. So if there is a proper explanation and they can explain it properly, then academically we don't have any problem. The student will get the offer letter if they meet the qualification. That's it.
Uh, all right. So it was the scholarship opportunities inside Aston and Hull for the international students, especially from Bangladesh.
So Aston is like, it's huge. I would say 8,500 pound, up to 8,500 pound of scholarships. So after scholarship, the tuition fee comes down to 15,500 pound. So it's pretty affordable for a master's student. It's like one year master's program, right? So student can like complete their masters, have a master's certificate from a ranked university in the UK within a year, right?
All right. So what's the accommodation option like inside university? Is there any accommodation option for the international students?
London Center, like inside university, it's going to be a difficult thing to offer, but we do help the students to arrange the accommodation. But that's not going to be like inside the university, because London is a very busy city, right, and also expensive city. So if I compare it with like, if I give a metaphor, I would compare it with Gulshan, like. So if
Yeah.
some university has a campus in the Gulshan, and we ask for an accommodation, like Dhaka University has their accommodation inside the campus, right? But we cannot
Exactly.
ask for that inside the campus accommodation to North South University or East
Yeah.
West University, because
Absolutely. Yeah.
it's not gonna make sense, because it will be pretty expensive for those students to have those inside campus accommodation. But we do have those. We do have dedicated team members who are helping the students to arrange their accommodation if they want. So that's based on the request of the students.
So inside the Aston and Hull, what sort of course like you guys are offering? Like only postgraduate program, or in your future you guys will offer like bachelor or foundation, pre-masters?
So as in the initial
Yes.
video, the
Yeah.
dean, like the gentleman who was giving the statement, he was the dean
Yeah.
of he's the dean of Hull London.
Yeah.
So he mentioned that it's like a very fresh campus, right? So we are like introducing new programs in future. But at the moment for Hull, we are offering masters. But for Aston, we do have a good option for undergrad students as well. That is, we have a top-up program in business, right? So our top-up program is called BSc in Global Business and Management, where a student who has completed their third year in Bangladesh and wants to graduate from a UK university and ranked university, then they can go for that last year in the UK in Aston. They can complete within a year, and then they can have a full 4-year certificate, like a bachelor complete certificate from Aston University, right? So that's one program that we are offering at the moment for those transfer students, I would say. But that's the official term is like top up. But if you want to call it as a credit transfer student or any transfer student, or also those students that we have in Bangladesh who have completed like level 5 HND, they can also apply for this top-up program and complete their bachelor's within a year.
So in terms of reputation, why a student should choose Aston or Hull? What's your statement on this?
Yeah, so there are a couple of key achievements for those both campuses. Like if I say Aston is one of the like in top 100 in total Europe, right? So if you compare within Europe, it's within 100 ranking. And also Aston's business programs are being in the global top 100 programs, right? And also our employability rate is like number 3. We would say our employability rate is so good that we are ranked number 3 when it comes to employability, right? And another thing both the campus has is like TEF, Teaching Excellence Framework rating, is gold rated, right? And also we do have triple accreditation. So this accreditation makes those schools more valuable, the programs that we are offering more valuable, more accepted in the market. And the graduates who graduate from our institutions, they get into job market very quickly. Like within 6 months of their graduations, they get into a full-time job. And within 5 years, we see a lot of students from our universities are earning more than like 35 to 36,000 in a year pound. So which is pretty handsome, right?
So you can say that employment rate is pretty much very high rather than other universities after post graduating from the Aston or Hull. Like, okay.
Yeah, and also the ranking is also very good.
So what was the average cost of living expense inside the London? Especially most of the students don't know anything about the UK. So whenever they're gonna ask me like what sort of how they will gonna deal their living expense, how they're gonna deal their university expenses. So what's your concept on this? Consent on this?
So as everyone knows, like London is a very popular city, and everyone
Yeah.
knows that living cost in London is pretty high. Like pretty high is, I would say, compared to other provinces, it's high. And also when someone is applying to any London based universities, they have to show a higher amount of living expenses, right? So according to the government, they are saying that a student must have like a budget of 15,029 or 30 pound, right? 1,530 pound in a month as their living cost, right? So in London, the living cost by the government is set at 1,530. But I would say a lot of students, they don't actually live inside the London. They maybe live like outer London. If I just to make it easy for you, if I give you an example with Bangladesh, like if we have an university like in Bosundara, or maybe North South is in Bosundara, right? Or maybe the East West or Bragg is in the center of Dhaka, right? But not everyone is living in Bosundara, right? They are living maybe in, outside or some other places where living cost is a little bit of reasonable, and then they travel to the campus. So the main thing is the convenience of the travel, right? Main concern should be the convenience of the travel, because they can live in like outer London, and then they can easily come to the campus. So our campus are located in a very good location where the connectivity is very smooth. So within like 40-45 minutes of every transportations is there. So very well connected campus location where student can easily come, and then they can complete their class, because our classes are 2 days in a week, right? So rest of the 5 days they can work as well. The amount of work permit they have, they can work, and then they can go back to their accommodation, and then have a like reasonable living expense as well.
So does the university like provide any career support after completing the degree?
Of course, like we do have our career support team, career counseling team as well. We do organize a lot of fairs, career fairs in the campus, and those fairs, like those are organized in the main campuses, but London students are being also invited to those fairs. So our alumni are very strong. We are proud of our alumni network, right? So our alumni are working in most of the Fortune 500 companies. So we do invite them in those fairs, and our students get those opportunities to interact with those alumni, right? So that helps them to get a better network opportunity with those alumni. And also we have some guest speaker coming from like Adobe or Google Capgemini. So they come to the campus and they talk with the students. They give the latest updates, what's happening in the industry, and how they should prepare themselves for the future job market. So that's pretty helpful for those students who are planning for a very quick career progression in future.
So, like in terms of scholarship, like as we know that Aston and Hull providing a very good scholarship option for international students. Like apart from that, during the time of study, is there any other option student can avail uh, at the time of study if they are getting the good result from the
Um,
university?
at the moment, we are offering a very big amount of scholarship.
Mm,
So
yeah.
so after that, we don't we don't keep anything like to offer for in future based on the results. But definitely, the students who are doing good, they are being recognized, and also the students getting the job opportunities, because Aston is offering a guaranteed internship program, right? So we do have a program called guaranteed internship for all the master students. So a master student, whoever comes to Aston, they will be offered with an internship opportunity. So they can have a better like practical experience from that internship, and that will help them to get a full-time job as well in some of the good organizations. So that those are the platforms that there.
Okay. So, all right, like one question is, if a one student wants to apply for Aston and her, what's the initial documents requirement for them to submit initial stage of application to hold a conditional offer later?
So for conditional offer letter, as you mentioned, conditional offer letter,
Yeah.
we just need the academic documents, English proficiency, and then the passport. That would be enough for a conditional offer letter, right? But if there will be some couple of other conditions like English, if you're meeting, then the condition will be removed, right? Then there comes a compliance check. So after submitting the documents, there will be like a requirement of SOP, so statement of purpose, and the statement of purpose should definitely specifically include London, because they're going to London, right? Study in the London centers. So a lot of students like who prepare their SOPs, they mention that University of Hull. They don't mention that it's London. Then Aston University. So the location, mention of location is very important in the SOP. And if some students have a gap in their CV, like in more than 1 year, they should include a simple explanation that what they have been doing in their CV during that gap period, right? So CV, SOP, academic documents, and that's pretty much it. And also, if the student has a previous visa refusal, then we need those visa refusal profiles, like documents, so that our team can assess. So that's another good thing about our campuses, is that we do case by case accept those visa refused students as well. So hope is there for those students who didn't get the rejection based on the credibility, but maybe based on the finance or any other concerns, which are not that significant. Then we can give it a try. And also any other country refusals are also like okay to accept.
So SOP is a very important, on the other hand, financial part too.
Yeah,
So now we are going to take one by one Facebook live questions, and we're gonna answer together,
sure,
hopefully.
perfect.
Okay. So I would like to request Abhi to, yeah, okay. So Mr. Ahmed Tariq, do you accept 3 years pass course? So is there an option inside Aston or how?
No, we are not accepting at the moment, so we need 4 years bachelor degree completion.
So as far as I know, in Hull, maybe they have taken the 3 years pass course once. Maybe they are
That
not
would be case
taking
by
it this
case,
moment.
like based on the work
Okay,
experience
okay.
the student. If the student has more than 5 years of work experience, we would send that profile to the dean, that the person that you saw in the video. So the dean would assess the profile based on the experience. If he is happy, then he will approve. Once he approves, then we will issue the offer letter. So
Okay.
those are case by case. That's why we
Yeah.
don't generalize that.
Okay. So, which course will be the best for bachelor? Nabil Hassan asked it.
Okay, so at the moment we are not offering any direct bachelors, just only one top-up program that we have, that is BSc in Global Business and Management. So if Navid Hassan, you have completed your 3 years of bachelors in Bangladesh, you can complete the last year in the UK in Aston, and then have a complete bachelor certificate from Aston with a very less expense.
So, Tanvir Ahmed Mahin asked, could you please tell me about the PG study gap, which is very important and concerning? Yeah.
Yeah. So I know a lot of students might have that question. So PG study gap is um, not a big problem as long as you can justify it with your work experience.
So, how interview chances do Aston University offer, like during the time of CAS interview? Maybe he's considering the CAS interview. Yeah.
Okay, so interview, as long as so we our process is like once the student get the offer letter, they will have to sit for a compliance interview, right? So so compliance interview, basically they take the interview with a minimum amount of deposit, that is £1,000. So after the deposit, they will take the interview. That's going to be like online, face to face. So based on the performance of the students, they might get another chance, but it depends on how the student did in the first interview, right? If the student has struggled a lot, then our compliance team might not be giving a second chance. But if the student has done maybe a medium level performance, but not up to the mark to pass him, so then we can ask for a second chance as well.
So, do you have any recommendation to be prepared for the CAS interview? Like most of the students just memorize the thing, what they're gonna say, or they have to say or something. So, what's your recommendation on this regard? Like how they're gonna prepare themselves for the compliance interview? Yeah.
Yeah, so compliance interview, as we try to replicate the process UKVI interview does in their interview, right? So we don't want the student to fail in the UKVI interview. That's why our compliance team has designed the interview module in a way that if they pass our compliance interview, they don't have to worry about passing the UKVI interview, right? So that's something that we would say. But then again, if you are planning to prepare for the interview, I would say first thing that I have seen a lot of students, maybe they become nervous, and they maybe don't out of nervous, they don't understand what the question are being asked, right? So I've seen a lot of interviews where the question was meant something and he was answering or she was answering something else. So try to understand the question properly. Take some time. It doesn't mean that you'll have to answer within a second, right? Take a pause, listen to the question properly, and then answer genuinely. So that's another thing that we look for in the student. It's how genuine the answer is. It doesn't mean that you'll have to answer it in a way that you'll have to have 100 marks out of 100, right? So it doesn't have to be like very theoretical, like a number should be there, like statistical data should be there. It should be like genuinely you have done some research, you have something on the top of your mind. It doesn't mean that you'll have to memorize everything. That will show that you have just memorized and just giving an exam. It's not like that. It's an interactive session to find out that how genuine the student is and how interested he is about this program. So students should study the program modules. They should study the website. If website has everything, like how the programs will be run, how the exams will be taken, what are the modules being offered in that program, and what are the methods and what are the rankings and the accreditation of the universities, why they have chose the university. So a proper comparison, a genuine comparison, right? So just to give you a brief example, when I was planning for my graduation, like I'm giving you a candid feedback from Bangladesh perspective. Like anyone who has planned for after their HSC, when they are going for an university, do they apply to a single university? Like if someone is going for Dhaka University, do they take form from only Dhaka University? No, right? They do take form from Dhaka University. They do take application form from Rajshahi University, Chittagong University, or Jahangirnagar University, or Jagannath University. A couple of options are there, right? and then they have a comparative analysis that, okay, this one is good, this one is not good. If they get opportunity in 2 or 3, then they start comparing that this is something good, like the ranking is good, acceptance is good, job opportunity, or the students who graduate from those universities, they get jobs quickly. So these are the things that should matter when they have been asked, like why they have chose Aston or why they have chose Hull. So if I start mentioning every point, then the video, the session will be like a lot
Yeah, I
lengthy.
understand that.
Yeah.
So next question is also regarding the study gap for postgraduate degrees. So already maybe you have mentioned
Yeah,
it.
so postgraduate, we don't have any kind of hard restriction that should be the gap. As long as you have done something like as a work experience, you have work experience justification, then gap is not going to be a problem.
So Rida Hassan Niro, could you please confirm that 8,500 scholarship is for all eligible students or for a specific one?
So it's up to £8,500. So there are certain programs which are within like 24,000 of tuition fee bracket, right? And there are some programs which are like 23,500. So some students who are applying to 23,500 programs, they get £8,000. Some who are applying to 24,000 programs, they are getting 8,500, right? So it varies, depends on the program, but it ranges from 8,000 to 8,500. So to make it simple, just remember after scholarship, your tuition fee is gonna be £15,500. No matter which subject you have applied to Aston, your tuition fees will be like reduced to £15,500.
So as of Asif, could you please share the payment process for it, particularly regarding the installment options? Very good question. Yeah. So
Yeah, that's a
after
very
8,500 pound, what sort of option the student might get for
Yeah,
the
so the
payment? Yeah.
total plan is like initially student has to pay £1,000 for the compliance interview. If you call it CAS interview, that's fine, but we call it compliance interview, right? So for compliance interview, £1,000. So that's it. And then after passing the compliance interview, they'll have to pay 7,100 for Aston and 8,350 for Hull. Okay, so the total cash deposit or the enrollment fee, I would say, is for Hull 9,350, and for Aston it's 8,100. Right? That's clear, right? So we are paying 50% from the country. 50% payment is from the country before the cash. We are paying it, getting the cash, and getting the visa, right? Then remaining the 50% for Hull, student have to pay when they are starting their term 2, right? So they start their class, they finish their term 1, and when they are starting their term 2 class, they'll have to clear out the rest of the payments that are due, right, for Hull. But for Aston, it is more friendly, and we do have 2 installment option for them. So student can pay 25% after completing the first term, and then remaining 25% they can pay after completing the second term. So there is 2 installments for those remaining 50% of the payments that are due. So a student gets around like 5 to 6 months to complete their tuition fee.
Okay, so it's a pretty much good time they can pay it out, right? Yeah. So if you move to the next question, maybe okay. So do you offer conversion courses? If you could please share them. Yeah.
Yeah, good question also. Yeah,
Yeah.
because as we are discussing a lot of things, so this point has not been mentioned yet.
Yeah.
So definitely we are offering conversion programs. Most of the programs are conversion. I would say 4 programs in Aston is conversion program, and 4 program in Hull is conversion program. So for Hull, apart from AI and data science, to make it easy, just remove the AI and data science, and rest of the programs are conversion programs. So any background student can apply apart from AI and data science in Hull, right? So that's pretty simple. For Aston, 4 programs are being conversion. So one is MSc in Global Business and Management, MSc in Project Management, MSc in Cybersecurity Management, and one more interesting subject is Computer Science. So MSc in Computer Science is also a conversion program in Aston. So those students who have graduated from any other background, maybe they have studied Bangla, history, or maybe Islamic studies or any other subjects, but maybe they have fascination about studying computer science, and they have some little bit of knowledge about like maybe freelancing. They have learned some programming languages, so they can definitely go for this MSc Computer Science at Aston, because it is a conversion program, so background doesn't matter.
You are having some. Hello?
Hello. Yeah, I can hear
Wahid
you.
bhai, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Yeah, can you hear me? Sorry for the network interruption, Wahid bhai.
Is there any restriction for any particular region? I see a question on the screen. I think Ratul, you're freeze. I'm not sure. I'm still on the call as live. Hello. I can see the questions, so I
Yeah.
believe the live is still going on.
Yeah. Sorry for the network
Welcome
problem.
back. Yeah, welcome back.
Okay.
So I see a question on the screen. So is
Yeah.
there any restriction for any particular region? So
Yeah.
as of now, we don't have any restriction for Bangladeshi students. We don't want to
Yeah.
put any restrictions as long as the students are genuine and student wants to study in those centers. So we would encourage the students to have a plan to study and like plan their future properly, write the SOPs properly, and plan your career, like what you're going to do after completing the graduations, so that we can like continue recruiting from Bangladesh and not restrict any regions.
So were there courses for health sectors?
Yeah, we do have very good demanding programs in Hull. So we have the MSc in Healthcare Leadership. So that's another very popular subject that we have, and seat fills are very quickly for those students. So if you are interested, then I would suggest to apply as soon as possible, because this is a very high demand subject that we have. So background doesn't matter for this MSc and Healthcare Leadership. Any background student can apply. The good thing about this is like MPH program in other institutions, they require certain amount of experience, right? So maybe a nursing background or any other particular job experience, but our program doesn't require any experience. So if you are a fresh graduate, you have a fascination, or maybe you are interested to pursue further career in healthcare sector, then definitely you can go for this MSc Healthcare Leadership program at University of Hull, London, within £15,000 of tuition fee.
Okay, so MOI requirement for Aston London.
Okay, so as the question came up, I like elaborate a little bit about the MOI requirement. So Aston's MOI is a little bit of flexible as of now for Bangladeshi students. So a list of universities are there where directly MOI is accepted, but that list is very limited. But if someone is coming from any other UGC approved university, just they can also apply with the MOI. Just one thing that they should have, that is, they should have a in their English in the HSC. So in their HSC, if they have A in the English, they can apply with their MOI.
So I have one personal question from my side. Is there any chance of opening up LLM courses in Aston and Hull? Because most of the student wants to study LLM, especially inside London. So as Aston and Hull is a very good option. So is there any chance to open up LLM?
Yeah, of course, we are looking forward to like opening new programs, and we are planning to introduce some new programs. But as of now, the programs are not being finalized, so I cannot declare anything. But definitely, we would be launching some new programs, and definitely we would let the market know, or let the students know that what are the programs being coming up. But as of now, these are the programs that we have discussed that are there. But in the pipeline that we have discussed internally, I would say LLM is in the plan, and then something related to education, something related to a more science-specific subjects, maybe engineering, maybe. So these are some of the things that we are planning. So as soon as we launch some programs, we'll definitely let you know. So regarding that offer turnaround time, it's 2 working days at the moment. So it's pretty quick. As soon as you submit the application, within 2 working days, our team issues the offer letter. So conditional offer letter will be issued within 2 working days. It sometimes gets faster as well, like within 1 day.
So, 2 working days needed to get the offer letter. So, Shabnat Shondha, does the university provide accommodation facilities for international students? And if so, what will be the procedures for that?
Okay, so we do assist our students to get the accommodation. So they can arrange the accommodation with the help of our team. So we do have a dedicated teams who arrange those livings inside London if they are planning to do so. So once you apply, we do have a particular dedicated email address for the living details. So you just have to email that. We will be guiding you through. So we will help you to arrange your accommodation accordingly. Our dedicated team is there to help you.
So, Mr. Ishan asked about Oxford ELLT. Already you have mentioned,
we do accept Oxford ELLT. We do accept Oxford ELLT, and the digital version is still accepted
for both Aston and Hull.
Yeah.
Right. Okay. So okay, okay. If you're going to the next question, September 25 generic refusal, except for September 26.
Generic refusal is like there are a couple of criteria, right, on the refusal. So if it is not like ST 5.1, which is like on the genuinity ground, then we can give it a try. So it based on like case by case, we will assess, our compliance team will assess your visa refusal profile. So when you are applying, do submit your refusals. Team will assess that, and what I've seen from my previous experience, I've seen most of the students get the offer letter, apart from those who have been rejected for under the ST 5.1 ground, which is the genuinity ground.
So maybe this is the last question from the student side. Does the university offer courses with placement years?
No, at the moment we are not offering any placement years, but as Aston is offering a guaranteed internship, but that's not placement year. So within your study period, you will be able to do a proper internship within your permitted work, right? Like 20 hours in a week, right? So you can do those internships while you are studying.
So I think as this is the last question, and this session is very insightful for the student, those actually who wants to apply for the May or September intake, and the session was full of information, relevant information for the students. So how they'll apply, tuition fees, study gap and other stuffs, and accommodation, career placement and all those stuff. So thank you very much, Mr. Wahid.
Thank you so much, Ratul,
for your valuable time and information.
One more thing, we are currently open for April, and which is May intake, as we say, as commonly known in the market, and also September intake is also open. So I would suggest, if you are planning to go for May, you should apply as soon as possible before February, because you should be getting ready for the CAS, and also there is not that much of time. As of now, we haven't declared the deadlines yet, but it will be very quick. So for Bangladesh, we are planning to close the deadlines earlier, because we don't want the student to rush at the end, right? So we want our students to be prepared and get the CAS, get the visa, and then you chill out in your Eid time, right? In Ramadan, and do Eid with a visa of UK.
Absolutely. So any last words for Young Global Education Limited?
Young Global is doing very remarkable job in the market. They are very prominent in the UK and also other destinations as well. They have quite wide presence globally. So I know you guys very well, capable of guiding the students properly. So I wish best of luck to the organizations and your growth as well.
Thank you, Mr. Wahidur, for the valuable information, for the compliment. Have a very good day. Hope to see you again, inshallah.
Sure. Looking forward. Yeah.
Okay.
Inshallah.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
Thank you. Have a good day.
Yeah. Welcome.